Hey y'all, my name is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my actual 10-minute makeup look. Actually, I didn't time it, but it feels like 10 minutes. I mean, because if I'm not talking and explaining, I can do this very quick. I just wanted to share with you my quick 10-minute makeup look. This is what I do if I'm in a rush and I have barely any time to get ready. So I hope that you guys love this video. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna go in with is my moisturizer. I like to use the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Gel Cream. So I'm just gonna put this all over my face to hydrate and moisturize the skin before we do our quick 10-minute makeup. First thing I'm gonna do if I have 10 minutes to get ready is do some concealer. So I'm gonna use not a concealer that is much lighter than your skin, because on a natural day you don't want it to be too bright under your eyes because it's just not going to look right if you don't have like a lot of makeup to go on with it. So I'm going to use my Morphe concealer because this isn't super light on me. It's fairly similar to my skin tone. Just right up underneath the eyes to conceal. I don't have super dark circles, but I do have like veins and like blueness. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go around my nose because I have a zit right there. And right here, just to cover up the redness on my chin. Maybe down my nose a little bit because I do have like freckles. So it can kind of look weird if I have concealer under my eyes and not down my nose because my freckles will just be showing. So then I'm just gonna use a damp sponge to blend that out. And I will just lightly, like whatever's left on my sponge, just kind of run it over my eyes a little bit. And I do only put the product right up underneath my eyes, but I do kind of bring it down all in this cheek area, but I just don't want a lot of product. That's why I only put it right up underneath my eyes and then blend it down. And then I will just take some cream bronzer. So I'm not gonna use foundation today because we ain't got time for that. So I'm just gonna take some cream bronzer and bronze up the skin. I feel like this makes you just look so good. Whenever you're bronzed, like you're just gonna look better. And this is the Soleil Tan de Chanel cream bronzer. And we're gonna not contour with this. We're really gonna like buff it all around and really make it like bronzer, bring it up on the cheeks like this, where you would kind of put your blush, because we're just doing like a good all over bronze because we don't have on foundation. So we put the concealer in the concealer areas and the bronzer in the bronzer areas, and then your whole face is kind of covered. And I don't like swipe with this product. I do like a pat and a pull kind of, to get this product to lay nicely, because if you just swipe it, I feel like it's not gonna like lay right. So I like pat and drag, and then I will just kind of drag it along the jawline. I don't go and get more product, I just use whatever's on the brush. And my neck is always so white. Now this isn't like a no makeup look, this is like a 10-minute makeup. Then I'm going to set everything, all the creams that we just put on, and on a 10-minute day where I have 10 minutes, I don't have time to mess with translucent powder. This one's perfect because it has the light and the dark, so I'll just set the concealer with the light one right here. And this has a little bit of a color to it too, so that's nice. So like a tiny bit brightening, just it's like a perfect shade. I really do love this. As you can tell, I've like hit pan on it because I love it so much. And then since I'm in a hurry today, I'll just use the contour side just to set that cream bronzer. I'm not doing it to add any more like bronziness really. I'm just doing it because it is a cream and I just want to set it so that it doesn't move around or do anything weird throughout the day. And I'll even take the light powder and just put it right here, because we didn't really put much right there with the concealer. Like as I was blending out my chin, I kind of just hit in that area, like whatever was on the sponge, but I didn't really put much coverage down here, so I'll just take the light side of this powder and just kind of run it over that area. Then I will go in with a blush, and today I'm going to use this blush that I got in my Ipsy Glam Bag 1 month, and it's by Hikari, and it's the Shimmer Bronzer Flush. So if you look at it, it has like bronzer shades and highlight and blush shades. So it's like bronzer and blush, but if you mix it all together, it makes a cool kind of bronzy, peachy blush color. So I'm gonna use like a duo fiber brush because it's gonna put it on a lot more sheer and lightly. So I'm just gonna swirl it between all of those and just lightly blush up the cheeks. And it's kind of a bronzer color, like it's not super pink or anything, and it also has a nice sheen to it, so I like that. And you get kind of a little bit of a highlight with that as well. And after I do blush, I like to go back in with this brush that I set my under eyes with that has like a little bit of that light powder on it still, and just kind of like sweep over the edges where those two meet. Then I'm going to take my favorite highlight, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. And I like to use like a bigger brush like this with this stuff because I do like to sweep it all down on the apples of the cheeks and up on the high points of the cheeks, because this is just so natural and beautiful. You can get away with putting it way down here on the apples, and then I'll just kind of blend it around. I love this highlight. It's my number one. Even though it's not blinding, a different kind of effect, you know what I mean? Like it's not like boom in your face, but you get that I'm healthy look. And sometimes I even like to go in with this really big fluffy brush. It's this Luxie brush, and the bristles are really long and fluffy, and I'll just kind of like sweep over everything to make sure it's nice and blended. I do this a lot, like no matter what, after I put powders on, like bronzer, blush, and highlight, I'll just like take this big fluffy brush, it's clean, there's nothing on it, and just like sweep over everything to make sure that it's all blended together nicely. Take a bronzer, sometimes I'll even just take this color right here. Any bronzer will work, and I just take a big giant fluffy brush like this, and I just put this all in my crease. And the reason for this is I just don't want to leave the eyes completely blank. I want them to kind of look bronzy like the rest of my face is. So I will just take this giant brush and just throw it all in the crease. Nothing precise, just to warm up the eyes so that they're not like plain Jane. Then I will take like a smaller brush, which this one's still very fluffy, and I will just also run that bronzer underneath the eye. You're kind of almost just creating like a contour to the eye, just to give it like a little bit of color, but nothing too crazy. And then I will do my brows, and I do them very quickly if I have 10 minutes. So the quickest, easiest thing for me is just like this pencil right here, just any brow pencil, and we're just gonna hit it where they need it. They don't have to be like carved out and perfect. Just hit it where they need it to kind of frame your face, you know what I mean? Because I feel like if you don't, then your face, brows really frame the face. So I need a little something over here on my brows. Keep your brows really light because a bold brow could look weird if you don't have a lot going on. And then I always have to set my brows, so I'll just use a clear brow gel and set them in place. I like to do like an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. So if you have time, great. If not, skip it, it'll be fine. And I love this highlight so much, I'm just gonna put just a teeny tiny little bit right on the highest part of my cheekbone right there. And this is the Mary Luminizer by the Balm. So next we will just do some mascara and then we're done. So I always like to curl my lashes to get them standing up real nice. And then just throw some mascara on, any mascara, whatever one's your favorite. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. We were supposed to set our face before we put this on, you guys. So if you do like me and you forgot to set your face before you put your mascara on, just set it afterwards, but let your mascara dry first, because if it's wet and then you spray your face, you can get mascara like everywhere when you shut your eyes. And then I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Set. I always want to say Prep and Set because I feel like when it first came out, it was called Prep and Set. Now it just says Continuous Setting Mist, so I don't know. Lashes to dry before I do my bottom ones, because when I'm looking down it can like touch up here and then it's just a mess. So I like to let that dry before I do my lower lash line. So then I'll go in with my favorite lower lash mascara, the Maybelline the Falsies Push Up Angel, because I love this little tiny wand. Although if your mascara ever does touch your face like while it's drying, just let it dry, don't touch it, and then get like a spoolie or even a Q-tip, and after it's dry you can just wipe it and it'll come right off. But if it's wet, it's gonna smear. So if I have a couple extra seconds and my husband's not saying like, come on, we gotta go, then I will take like a white eyeliner and I'll put it in my waterline, and it just really opens up your eyes. I love this look. Or like a nude one too would look really good. And really you should do that before you do your lower lash mascara. And then if I have a couple extra seconds, because this does only take me like a minute, I have these like little half lashes like this, so they just kind of accent the outer corner of your eye. If I have like an extra 2 minutes, I will put these on. So for this video I'm going to show you. If not, I'll just wear it like this, and I do that all the time where I just wear my natural lashes. But if you have an extra like 2 minutes, little accent lashes are so easy to put on because you don't have to worry about your inner corner, which is typically the most irritating, is the inner corner of the eye. So I mean, they just literally stick right on, and it's just accenting like the outer half of your eye, which I really like that look. Makes it look really flirty and girly, like the outer corners of your eyes are just lifted and really beautiful. So I'm gonna pop these on, be back in like 2 minutes, and I will show you the completed look. Oh, and we have to do our lips, and then we're done. And we're gonna keep it super easy on the lips too. So I popped on the little half lashes. It takes me no time to do that because it's so easy. You know what, that's kind of a tip. Like if you guys are having a hard time with like a full strip lash, you can even trim it down. Trim it always from the outer corner so that you keep that gradual fade that the lashes naturally have, how they're shorter on the inner and longer on the outer. Just trim it down on the outer corner and then almost create little half lashes, and you'll get so used to popping those on because they're just kind of accenting the outer corner. And then just put a little extra mascara on your inner lashes to help them like fade to the fuller one. Kind of a little hack. So if you're having a hard time with the full lash, you know, because like I feel like for me the inner corner is the hardest part when it comes to like putting on a strip lash. So we have 10 minutes. I forgot. Let's do the lips. Sometimes I feel like lipstick is what really makes you look like done up. So almost just like if you have just like a gloss on, it looks more natural. I'm just gonna take a little lip liner just to define my lips a little bit, like a color that's like exactly the same as my lips. So I'm gonna use the NYX Butter Gloss because they do kind of have like a little tint to them. So it looks more like effortless, like you didn't really try and you're just like running out the door like I woke up like this. Okay, so this is the finished everyday makeup look. I mean, I really like it and I feel really confident in makeup like this. Like even though we have no foundation on, like we just put concealer and bronzer and highlight and like some mascara and brows. Honestly, my 10-minute makeup look, like if we're like, oh my god, we gotta leave in 10 minutes and I can put this face on, like this just makes me feel so much better and just like a better version of yourself. You know what I mean? Like your natural beauty, but just enhanced just a little bit. And I hope that you guys can recreate this with what products you have at home. And you know what? Sometimes I even don't do the cream bronzer. Sometimes I'll just do the concealer and set it and then just pack on like a powder bronzer. And you get the same effect, and then just put highlight on. Like just bronze and highlight and conceal your under eyes. Like that's essentially all you need to do. So this is what I like to do. I hope that you guys try this out for yourself. Let me know what you think. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.